Hi, welcome to Focus on Framingham. I'm your host, Mike Cunningham. I'm recording this on July 19th, 2020, and there's plenty of stuff to go over today. I haven't done a show in a few weeks, or a few months even, so this one will be kind of a catch-up one. I'm going to have some stories that happened maybe a few weeks ago, but they're worth mentioning either way. So let's start by looking at the city releases to their municipal news and announcements list. Every few days they'll release a COVID-19 update, and this update will usually consist of how many new cases and how many new fatalities and how many recoveries there have been. So let's see, I want to bring up some graphics here. Just bear with me for 1 second. So I do this show, let's see. I don't have my bug. So I do this show from my house, in my own little studio here with vintage television equipment. So I'm kind of the only one running the whole thing here. So sometimes you'll just have to bear with me for a second here. But I did make new graphics here. So let's pull that up here. Let's see my background. Anyways, so the last press release that we got from the city says that since Wednesday, 2 new residents have tested positive, and the city has learned of 2 new fatalities related to COVID-19. So the number of people in the city who have tested positive for COVID-19 is 1,756, and there have been 119 fatalities. Framingham currently has 79 active cases. And they've been doing contact tracing as much as they can. Coming up on July 21st, if you're seeing this before July 21st, there's going to be a community hour at 5 p.m. Focused on Framingham's older adults amid COVID-19. The past 3+ months and the future, with Mayor Spicer will be joined by the Director of the Health Department, Sam Wong, Director of Elder Services, Council on Aging, Callahan Center, Grace O'Donnell, and Chairman of the Council on Aging, Clyde Dotland, to discuss what the city has done to keep our older adults safe and healthy during the pandemic. So it looks like it's going to be a Zoom. There's going to be if you look on the Framingham's the city's website, they should have a link on how to join. They've also extended the library curbside pickup and returns. Curbside pickup and returns at the Framingham Public Library at 49 Lexington Street is available Monday and Tuesday 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. and Wednesday 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thursday 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Closed Friday. Curbside pickup returns at the Framingham Public Library at the McAuliffe branch, 746 Water Street, available Monday and Tuesday 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., Wednesday 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., Thursday 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturday 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. They're closed Friday as well. So since we last did our show, there's been an announcement of a popular cafe here in Framingham. The Sofa Cafe will not be reopening in 2020 after closing earlier this spring due to the coronavirus pandemic. This is an article from Framingham Source, and they write, Diego Gonzalez and his partner spent months and $120,000 converting a former optics shop into a trendy coffee shop called Sofa Cafe at 181 Concord Street. The owners were 2 doctors whose vision was to help young Brazilian men and women learn to become baristas, said real estate agent Marlon Aaron, who owns the building. Regretfully, Sofa Cafe will not be reopening, Aaron told a source. Aaron is looking for new tenants for the 2,800 square foot building. The building could be used for a restaurant, retail, medical, or office space, says the realtor who's the senior associate broker at Metro West Commercial Real Estate in Southborough. The cafe, which had 45 seats and comfy couches and small nooks to read near a fireplace and sip espresso. And I believe the mayor used to have coffee with the mayor type of events there as well. Menu items included bakery items like muffins and croissants, and drinks like the Cult, which featured espresso, milk, and Nutella. The menu also included salad and sandwiches. The shop had its own roasting and coffee grinding room. Many of the hot and cold drinks featured South American coffee beans, including those from Brazil. They also had open mic nights, and they had a partnership with Center Music House for entertainment on a regular basis. So they will be missed. Hopefully somebody else will be able to move in there and maybe continue with that type of restaurant. Another big story here was that the beaches in Framingham, originally they were going to only open one beach for the whole city. And being that we needed to be socially distant, that seems like a bad idea. And I think the city was forced to reconsider. This is an article on Framingham Source from June 24th. And it says, the city of Framingham will open its beaches for free, according to a press release today, June 24th. Earlier this month, the city said it would only open one beach. The beaches will be open the week of June 29th, said the press release. Lifeguards will be staffed July 1st to August 9th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So they're closing a little bit earlier than they usually do. This is fewer weeks than last year, and the beaches will close 2 hours earlier than in 2019 when they closed at 7 p.m. Residents can register for a free resident beach tag beginning Friday, June 26th. Framingham has 3 beaches: Leonard's Pond, Saxonville Beach, and Lake I always have trouble with this one. Lake Washkushkum Beach. Last week, the city approved a resolution requesting the administration open all 3 beaches and to make the beaches free for all residents. So, beaches were free. I can tell you from secondhand experience that the beaches have not been crowded and that they've been pretty accessible so far this summer. What they do is they'll usually have like a stick in the sand, and everybody will be required to kind of stay in that one area. That's like their own little base, and they limit the number of people. They'll put out a big sandwich board saying if the beach is full or not. So best results is to get their first thing at 10 a.m. to try to get a good shady spot at the beach. And you can stay there all day. I don't think there's any time restrictions on how long you can stay. So that was kind of good news, and I know that a lot of people, they get a lot of relief from going to the beach. Now, if you would like to email me and tell me how to properly pronounce that, you can reach me at mike@focusonframingham.tv. Feel free to shoot me an email with anything you'd like to say about the show, and maybe I'll feature it on the air. Let's see, what else? The mayor issued some executive orders to help restaurants. This was back June 1st. And this is a story also from Framingham Source. And it says, Framingham is part of a comprehensive strategy to amend the general and zoning bylaws to take other administrative and board actions allowing prompt approval of outside restaurant seating, which will enable Framingham restaurants to reopen as soon as Governor Baker allows it under Phase 2 of his reopening plan. Framingham Mayor Yvonne Spicer today, June 1st, issued an executive order to temporarily not enforce certain defined provisions of the city's general and zoning bylaws affecting restaurants reopening and the utilization of parking lots or sidewalks for outside dining until the city council enacts the recommended changes to the general or zoning bylaws or the local state of emergency declared on March 22nd, 2020 is terminated, whichever is later. So basically this is allowing restaurants to use like their parking spots and other outside areas to do outside dining, which is allowed under Phase 2. I've seen a number of restaurants do this, like up in Saxonville, Liberty says outside seating, although now here in July it's 95 degrees and that might not be the best place to be eating. Jack's Abbey has its outdoor beer garden open, and that's been pretty popular as well. So I think that this has been a bit of a help to restaurants, although I'd imagine most people are just doing takeout at this point. Right here in Massachusetts, the cases have kind of leveled off. But in other parts of the country, we're seeing massive COVID surges, mainly just due to a lack of people understanding of how to keep it from spreading, which is the number one thing is to wear a mask. I don't know what the big deal is. I don't know why people don't want to do this. They think it's like an inconvenience. Well, also, getting really sick and being in the hospital is an inconvenience as well. So, if you're watching this, please, when you're out in public, anywhere in public, or interacting with anybody, even if you're picking up, having something dropped off in your car, just put the mask on for a few minutes. The biggest thing is that people don't understand that you can be spreading it, you can be infected with it and not know it. And by wearing the mask, you're helping from spreading it to others. That's the key. A lot of people don't realize that. They think that I'm healthy, I'm fine, I'm not going to cause any problem, and, what's the big deal? Well, that's how it's spreading, and that's why we're seeing these record numbers of cases in a lot of states like Florida. So it's important that you wear a mask. And I've seen the meme on Facebook where they say, basically equating the analogy of, if you think underwear is going to stop a fart, why is a mask going to stop COVID? Well, COVID is spread through water droplets. That's why. It's not necessarily a gas. It's like an aerosol of water droplets that infected people are breathing out. So if they're wearing a mask, most of that gets caught in the mask. And there have been studies that show that wearing the mask is highly effective. So I think it's very important that everybody really make an effort at wearing a mask, even if it makes you feel stupid or you think it's against your civil liberties or whatever. Please just wear the mask. We'll be back in just a little bit, so stay with us. Well, welcome back to Focus on Framingham. And the next story is a little sad. It's not actually about Framingham specifically, but I thought it was kind of a sad story, and I just wanted to share this because it was about one of my favorite YouTubers. And I'll just read the story here. This is from People. Talking kitty cat YouTuber Steve Cash, cause of death confirmed by coroner. Steve Cash was found dead in his Idaho home on April 16th, according to authorities. I'm going to put up a picture of him here. Nope, that ain't it. Just give me 1 second here, because I did want to share his photo. Here we go. This is Steve Cash, and YouTuber star Steve Cash's cause of death has been confirmed a week after his passing. Cash, who was best known for his Talking Kitty Cat video series on the video streaming platform, died of a gunshot to the chest, according to Canyon County's coroner office report obtained by People. His manner of death was determined as a suicide. Cash, 40, was found dead at his Idaho home by his wife Celia on April 23rd, according to the coroner's report. He did not leave a suicide note. The coroner listed alcohol use as a probable in the report. Celia paid tribute to Cash in a Facebook post on Friday, writing alongside a black and white photo of the two of them together, "This is so hard, I'm not even sure what to say for the matter." This was kind of a sad story that caught me by surprise. I know that in his last video, if you look for Talking Kitty on YouTube, you'll see that he did mention that he suffers from bipolar disorder, and I guess it was just very hard for him, probably especially with this whole COVID thing going on. It was just overwhelming probably for him, and so he only 40 years old, and he will be missed. So I just wanted to mention that. There's a number of YouTube channels out there that I watch religiously, and his was probably one of my favorites. So let's see. Moving on in the news. Here's a story from a few months ago, but I just want to mention because it was a funny headline. Framingham police arrest Natick man twice in 2 hours. Police officers arrest the Natick man twice within 2 hours on Wednesday morning, April 8th. Sean Lavin of 2514 Pearl Street of Natick was arrested at 7:35 a.m. by officers at 33 Dismore Avenue. He was charged with breaking and entering a motor vehicle, larceny under $1,200, and malicious destruction of property under $1,200. Sounds like he busted up a car. Police believe he was breaking in the cars in the Dinsmore neighborhood. With the COVID-19 crisis, he was assigned and bailed over the phone. He was released on no bail, but officers had to physically remove him from the station, said police officer Patricia Gregus. He then came to the side entrance of the station, between the station and the memorial building, and was yelling and banging on the door that he wanted his money and his vaping pens, explained Lieutenant Gregus. He refused to leave, said Lieutenant Gregus. So at 9 a.m., Levin was arrested again at the station on charges of disorderly conduct, disturbing the peace. It says police here, but I think she meant disturbing the peace and resisting arrest. And I won't share his photo. He just looks like your regular up to no good kind of guy. Pearl Street Cupboard and Cafe expands hot meal program after gift from Lutheran Church of Framingham. This is in the Framingham source. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, the United Way of Tri-Counties Pearl Street Cupboard and Cafe received a generous donation from members of the Lutheran Church of Framingham. The purpose of these funds is to increase capacity by expanding hot meals to include weekends. The newly expanded program opened last weekend, and 46 individuals were provided with American chop suey on Saturday and shepherd's pie on Sunday. Both days meals included a hearty salad, bread, butter, and desserts served by dedicated staff and volunteers. The program is located at 46 Park Street in the heart of downtown Framingham and is open to anybody in need. No registration or enrollment is required. The addition of the weekend meals is possible as a result of the program's partnership with the Lutheran Church of Framingham, whose congregation generously donated funds to support the program for 12 months. Deacon Susan Lindberg Haley of the Lutheran Church of Framingham said, as longtime partners of the Pearl Street Cupboard and Cafe, the people of the Lutheran Church of Framingham give this funding to United Way of the Tri-County with great joy and gratitude for their ongoing good work in providing hot meals to our neighbors in need. Their willingness to expand their meal services in Framingham in the time of the pandemic is inspiring truly. They are doing God's work, and we are delighted we can support them. So that was a nice story to hear. While safety restrictions continue due to the COVID-19 pandemic, sit-down meals at the Pearl Street Cafe are still on hold. All meals right now are served as takeout only, so just be aware of that. And Pearl Street Cupboard and Cafe food program include a food pantry in addition to their hot meals program. The food pantry is open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Wednesday evenings from 5 to 7 p.m. Hot meals are now served every day, Monday through Friday evening from 5:30 to 7 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from noon to 1 p.m. So donations to the United Way programs and services are always welcome and greatly appreciated. You can do that at www.uwotc.org/donate. Inclusive playground, spray deck, turf field, beach volleyball, and more planned for the contaminated Mary Dennison Park. And this is another story from the Framingham source. And they write, Framingham consultant Weston and Sampson presented revised plans for the Mary Dennison Park located on Beaver Street to the Framingham Parks and Recreation Commission last month. In 2014, testing at the District 9 Park and Playground revealed high levels of contaminated soil, including lead. This park was built on the site of the former dump in the 1960s. The Framingham City and Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection are currently working to remove contamination from the park, and at the same time, plan for a revitalized neighborhood park and playground. One of the biggest advocates for the Mark Dennison Park, I think she meant Mary Dennison Park, have been former town meeting member and former District 8 councilor Judith Grove. She originally wanted the city's first skate park to be constructed at Mary Dennison. The contamination halted that effort, but the revised plan for the park has a skate spot that would have elements like the city's first skate park on Farmed Road, but on a smaller scale. Mary Dennison Park is about 14.5 acres. Several meetings were held with neighborhood residents seeking their input on the vision of the new park. The first was held in the summer of 2016, another in the spring of 2018. Based on that input, Weston and Sampson presented a vision of the new park on June 10th, 2020, and it included, get this, a synthetic turf multi-use field for both soccer and football, a natural turf softball field, 2 basketball courts, a ground-mounted splash park with seating benches on either side. That is excellent. There's no spray park here in Framingham. The closest one is the one in Marlborough. And on a day like today, July 19th, it's 95 degrees out. Boy, that would be great if you could go to a spray park. Now, I don't think the spray park is open because of the virus, but 2021 hopefully will be different and we can enjoy those things again. A skate spot that will have smaller elements comparative to the one open at Farm Pond Road. Various accessible outdoor fitness equipment. Wow, that's cool. That sounds like the Smile Playground up in, I think it's like up in Sudbury, like up in that area. Various accessible outdoor fitness equipment. Park support building that will have 3 restrooms. That's important. That includes a family restroom and a concessions window. Wow, snack bar. Synthetic turf volleyball field, and a walking path around the outer edges of the athletic fields to make it so that the entire park is a walking loop. Now, in the Framingham source article, they actually included some diagrams of what the park would look like. I didn't include that in my show. You have 2 separate teams working on the 2 projects related to the parks to address both the issues with the contaminants and the park's design. One of the teams involved in the park's remediation. The other team is focused on redesigning the beautification of the park. So that's going to be rather involved. It's going to there's going to be excavating a portion of the lead-contaminated soil for off-site disposal at a licensed facility, placing protective liner on top of the remaining soil across the park, covering the protective liner with a layer of clean soil, and constructing the park amenities on top of the clean soil. So, I'm looking forward to that. Boy, that would be great to have a park in the city that has a spray park and a little... Boy, my kids would love that. I can tell you that right now. Framingham Library is distributing free face coverings on July 17th and 25th. That's already past July 17th, but 25th is coming right up. So that's July 25th. Framingham Source also featured this article. This is it says the Framingham Public Library is distributing free face masks for residents at the Krista McAuliffe branch on Friday, July 17th. So that's already passed. So then the next one's going to be at the main public library on Saturday, July 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you watch my little rant about wearing face masks in the previous segment, you have no excuse to not even go out and just get a free one. The library told Source that there'll be about 200 face coverings available on July 17th, another 200 on July 25th. And she featured there's a graphic here. Framingham Public Library, get your free face coverings. Drive up or walk up for curbside pickup of free cloth face coverings for children and adults while supplies last. So, I don't know how everybody else is managing in this this time. It's just been very interesting to see how the city manages with COVID. I myself, I don't know if you could see this, but my hair is a little bit uneven. I did get one haircut from my wife, but I'm due for another one. I know that some hair cutting establishments are open, but I feel that it's a little too risky still to you don't absolutely need a haircut. It's not super important for your life. So hopefully in the next show that I would do, I'll have another guest on, and possibly even do it live to Facebook. So I'll try to get the announcement out for that in advance. My idea is, since one of the things that public access can really provide well is hyper-local focused content for the area that it's in, and also stuff that's live, because the whole system is set up so that you can do live television. So we'll have to just see how that goes. So thanks for watching. We'll be back in hopefully in another week or two with another episode of Focus on Framingham. I've been your host, Mike Cunningham. Thanks for watching.